Good afternoon. Welcome to lunch with our long ears. It is Tuesday, May 19th, and since the sun decided to pop out for a second, I decided to come outside and do a quick live while we had the opportunity. We've had a pretty rainy couple days and things are very muddy. As you can see, as we go into the mom and baby pen, the wind's blowing and it'll probably cloud up and maybe rain and maybe snow, and it's been doing a little bit of all of that for the last couple days. So here we are at the mom and baby pen. These guys are taking advantage of some of the dry spots and laying down a little bit and getting some good rest in. You're going to see Peanut here. He's wearing a coat. He had a little bit of a surgery procedure yesterday after injuring his nose. And so based on the fact that he was under sedation and it was pouring rain and it was kind of snowing, we decided to put a coat on him so that he would stay warm and hopefully allow his body to heal versus trying to fight to stay warm. Here is Mirage. Mystic is right behind her, and Mystic's baby is still on board. She has held on to her again this week and decided not to have her, so no baby as of yet. We'll come over this way. Mouse is walking our way, but see if we can get a little closer to some of these guys over here. And I'm going to try and stay out of the mud, and we're going to get these guys out to pasture this afternoon to give their pens a break and hopefully dry out a little bit. We're supposed to get more rain this afternoon. There's Mouse. We're definitely not complaining about the rain because we desperately need it. We're in a terrible drought in Colorado. However, mud and cold and yuck is just not fun, is it, Mousy? It's just not fun. Come here, little girl. Want that? Touch. Touch. Good girl. So little Mouse knows that she has to have a touch before she gets a reward. Here comes Etta. Say hi to her. Here, Etta, touch. Good girl. Good girl. This is Fable. We should have introduced you to Fable last week, so she's settling in really well. In fact, she and Lainey have become very, very good friends, and they are spending a lot of time grooming each other. It's quite cute, with the biggest donkey in the pen and the littlest donkey in the pen becoming good friends. Here, Fable, touch. Touch. Etta, give her a chance. Give her a chance. Not quite pushy enough yet. Push around the big girls. Come here, Fable. Here you go, sweetheart. There it is. Good girl. Good girl. So here's Sally taking a rest, Reba taking a rest, and little Lainey taking a rest. You can see that pasture things are greening up really nicely, and the grass is growing, which is great. We need that to happen too. Grass is coming in very healthy, especially right here where we've spread manure all year and finally had rain to wash it into the ground. So all is pretty well in mom's and baby pen. I was just out here about an hour ago and we did everybody's grain, and we're doing feed through fly control, and we did medications that were needed for those that are on medications. And I scooped out shelters. The volunteers I did not have come today because things are very wet, aren't they, little Mouse? And it's hard to scoop when things are completely and utterly muddy. So just giving you a back shot of Mystic so you can see that she is still a wide load and still pregnant. Here's Mirage. So we'll take a quick walk around and check in with everybody and just say a quick hi. I'm not going to stay out too awfully long because it does look like it's about to start raining again, even though the sun was out when we started. And quick recap. We had our Lunch with the Long Ears event on Saturday. We had a very nice attendance, and I have a lot of thank yous that need to go out. So while we're walking to the next pen, and bear with me today because I do not have a camera person today, so it's just me. Here's Ryder. Hang on, Ryder, sit. Wait. Ryder, sit. Today is Ryder's 6th birthday. Here's Cadence, and here's Blue Bear. Say, it's my birthday! So back to lunch with the long ears. We had a very nice turnout. Thank you for coming out if you came out. We had a new activity this year, which was an obstacle course for the donkeys, which kids were allowed to lead Tad, Scout, and Winston through the obstacle course. And by the end of the day, the boys had figured out all of the obstacles with the help of their guides and of the kids, and that was really fun to watch and see them succeed and see them learn a couple new things. We had a tarp down that was replicating water, and that was scary to them, so that one took a while because it crunched under their feet and looked scary. And we had poodles in a gate, and for Winston that was scary to walk through, so they worked on that a lot, and the kids helped him a lot, and so it was a great training day amongst the event, so that was fun. We did have birthday cake for Scout and Taz. Their birthdays are Friday and Saturday this week, and they are turning 3. So I want to give a special shout out to Renee Burton. Here's her banner. Renee Burton, American Family Insurance. She once again cooked all of the food for us. Here's all these guys. They're all up in a pile up at the top of the hill because it dries faster at the top of the hill. So we'll say hi to this pen. Jack, and Astro, and Minnie, and Lenny, and Mickey, Milo, and Rolo, Pablo, and Maisie in the back, and Zephyr in the back, and Shadow, and Milo laying down back there. Genevieve, here's Zeta, here's Niner, here's Genevieve. Oh, so I guess that was Jordan. There's Jordan. So everybody's kind of all tucked in right here. Abbott's right here. Costello's laying down over there. Zephyr. Here's Shadow. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Touch. So pens are sloppy at best. That's the best description I can give you, is mud and muck and gross. You can see right here, this is pretty deep, yucky mud. So they have dry spots, and they're taking advantage of that and laying down. They'll get to go out here to pasture as well shortly. So back to lunch with the long ears. We'll just hang out and see who comes around and hangs out with us while we talk. Thank you to everybody who sponsored us for our event. That included Community Banks of Colorado. It included Renee Burton, American Family Insurance. It included Parker Porta Potty. It included 2 Mile High Club, Cripple Creek, Donkeys. That's pretty squishy, isn't it, Miss Zeta? What else from the event? A huge thank you to McKenna, who came out and did professional photos and content for us. I have access to it all now after Abby Imel Photography did all the editing and put it together, and those will be released very soon. Very excited to share the team picture that we got, which was fantastic. And a thank you to 4 Imprint for providing our new volunteer shirts that were distributed before the event, and most people at the event wore them. Thank you to Robin and Margaret, who brought a full trailer of tack and books and good stuff, and they sold a whole bunch. So thank you for buying from them, and everything that they sold and all the money that they made was donated back to the burros at Burro Base Camp, right, Shadow? So say thank you. The treat bin. The treat bin was overflowing, and we are very grateful for that. Thank you to everybody who brought treats for these guys. We use treats for training and reward, as well as learning to interact with people and learning about touch. So that's very helpful, and our treat bins were starting to get low, so we're very happy to have them all filled up again, aren't we? Yes. Thank you to the people that came out who are interested in adopting and volunteering and who signed up on our sheet, as well as reached out. We're working on getting back to all of you. We had 2 donkeys go home on Friday, right before the event. We have a couple more leaving this week that have been short-term residents, just here for a visit. We're sad to see them go, but we've been working on vet and farrier appointments and getting everybody ready to travel. We have 2 new owner surrenders that will be coming in probably in the next 2 weeks. We're working on logistics of that right now. And so those guys will be welcomed, and we'll share information about them once we bring them in. Take a walk around. We did reveal our new memorial garden this weekend as part of our event. And thank you to Steve with Mountain Man Metalworks, who did the amazingly beautiful sign. So here is our new memorial garden, and to Caitlin and Sophia, who painted all of our rocks and allowed us to have a remembrance of all of our long-eared friends who have passed, as well as Kay Keller, who was a very dear friend of Burro Base Camp, who passed earlier this year. So that's a new addition that we're very excited about. We're going to continue to make changes and beautify it, and hopefully not add too many rocks to it, but we will have a place where we can remember and reflect on the donkeys who have come through Burro Base Camp and passed on, and those that have been adopted out from Burro Base Camp and who have passed on. So if you've had a donkey in our program who has passed, hopefully we have a rock for them, and we would love to make sure that they're honored here. So here are these guys, and you can see their pen is very mucky, wet, and messy. They're getting outside now, which is great. They're all drying off, which is great. Most of them stayed inside. That was great too. Here's Taz coming up. Dolly. You guys say hi. Say, we're wet. We're wet. We're wet. I just happen to have cookies in my pocket today. I don't normally have cookies in my pocket. I grabbed cookies to get Miss Reba back into her pen. Here's Winston. Here's Charlie. Here's Pirate. Chickens are here for cookies as well. Here's Felix. Let me see if I can get you one, Felix. You're going to have to be pushy, buddy. Kobe. So you can see they're pretty muddy, pretty messy, pretty wet. We have a little bit of Lake Burro Base Camp going on here. White donkeys are not white. Gray donkeys are not gray. Everybody is brown at the moment, and with shedding once they dry and once the mud dries and we can get back in there and start brushing. Hopefully they're going to clean up pretty nicely, huh, Cobes? You going to give everybody a kiss? Huh? Kobe is a tall boy, so I had to back up a little bit so you could actually see him. Here's Breaker. Here's Pirate. He snuck down the line. Gladys. Here's Winston. He stuck down the line. Here's Firecracker. So, like I said, our event was big success. Thank you to everybody who came, who donated, who attended virtually. All of the funds that we received go directly to the programming and directly to supporting these guys. We're just about to bring in another semi of hay. We have 72 donkeys here at the moment, and we're about to go back up 74, but we do have a couple pending going home too, so numbers should stay pretty status quo. Sarah, if you're watching, Freckles is tucked behind the shed over there. I'll see if I can get him. Try not to walk through the mud and add to the mess that's in there already. We'll give these pens a break and put these guys out to pasture too this afternoon. Thank you to Porta Potty, who donated an extra potty for our event over the weekend. They did manage to get in and pick theirs up today. There they are, Sarah, Freckles, and Franny lying in the back behind the shelter. Our dumpster from Roll Off America is still here because he has not been able to get in with the truck through the mud at the entrance yet. Here's Merlin. Here's Scout. Here's Dolly 2 and Darlin and Charlie and Dolly 1 and Winston, Pirate, and that's Harry back there. He's one of the outlaws. Bunch of the outlaws standing right here. So it was a good event. It was well attended. It was a perfect weather day, thank goodness, because all this moved in after we were done. So we're moving forward once again, and our focus right now is on our donkey-specific hoof care clinic with Ross Keller that is coming up next weekend, a week from Friday. We're getting all ready for that. That event is sold out. If you are interested in attending, please let me know, and we will see about getting you on a wait list in the event that we have any last-minute cancellations. It's all day Friday, all day Saturday, working on handling and basic hoof trimming and learning anatomy and all kinds of good stuff. So it will be a very good session. I've been to many classes with Ross, and I'm excited to have it hosted here and to have the opportunity to share it with others. So thank you to everybody who signed up. And then we'll be working towards our second session of Wild Ass Yoga, which will be in June. It's the second weekend in June, I believe, on the 13th. The second Saturday this month. So Wild Ass Yoga, you can find information about that at burrobasecamp.com and under the events tab, and there is a click through to additional information and where you can register. That is a registration required event. You can register on day of, but we prefer before if possible. And that is at 10 o'clock. So I think that's all I got for the moment. Couple of the crew singing their song. They're anxious to get out and get moving, so we'll get them out. Grass is definitely growing with all the water. So we'll keep you updated and get some pictures up online. So make sure that you like and follow our pages and watch for those pictures from our event. Again, thank you to McKenna for your hard work on that, and Abby for all the editing, and we look forward to sharing them with you. So have a great Tuesday, and we will see you next week.